NOLA Bible Stories.
Hi guys, today's story is about Joshua. This story can be found in the book of Joshua, chapter 2 to chapter 6. Long ago, after Moses had passed away, God chose a new leader to guide his people, the Israelites, into the land he had promised them. That man was Joshua, the brave and faithful servant of the Lord. Joshua stood on the edge of the Jordan River, staring across the waters toward the great city of Jericho, a city with mighty walls, tall and thick, built to keep out enemies. It looked impossible to defeat. But Joshua remembered what God had told him. "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. I will be with you wherever you go." And so Joshua believed. Before facing the city, Joshua chose 2 brave spies to secretly enter Jericho and gather information. "Go," Joshua said, "look over the land, especially Jericho. Be careful and return with a report." The 2 spies crept across the plains and slipped through the gates of the city. They found shelter in the house of a woman named Rahab, who lived along the city wall. Rahab had heard of the God of Israel and all the miracles he had done, how he parted the Red Sea and led his people through the wilderness. That very night, soldiers from Jericho came searching for the spies. "Bring out the men who came to your house," they demanded. But Rahab hid the spies on her rooftop beneath bundles of flax and lied to the soldiers. "They were here," she said, "but they've already gone. Hurry, you might catch them if you go now." After the soldiers left, Rahab climbed up to the rooftop and said to the spies, "I know the Lord has given this land to you. Everyone in Jericho is terrified. Promise me, swear by your God, that when you conquer this city, you will spare me and my family." The spies agreed. "Tie a scarlet cord in your window," they said. "That way, when the battle comes, we'll know where your family is." The next day, the spies returned to Joshua and reported, "The Lord has surely given us the land. The people are melting in fear." God told Joshua it was time to move. The Israelites camped near the Jordan River. When it was time to cross, the priests carried the Ark of the Covenant, the holy box that held the 10 Commandments. As soon as the priests stepped into the river, a miracle happened. The water stopped flowing, a dry path opened up, and the people walked across the river just like their parents had done at the Red Sea. Once across, they built a memorial of 12 stones, one for each tribe of Israel, to remember how God had helped them. One evening, as Joshua looked toward Jericho, a mysterious man appeared in front of him, holding a sword. "Are you for us or for our enemies?" Joshua asked. "Neither," the man replied. "I am the commander of the army of the Lord." Joshua fell to the ground in reverence. "What does my Lord say to his servant?" "Take off your sandals, for the place where you stand is holy." Then the Lord gave Joshua strange instructions for how to conquer the mighty city. The march around Jericho. God said, "You will not attack the city like other armies do. Instead, march around it once each day for 6 days. 7 priests will carry trumpets made from ram's horns and walk ahead of the Ark of the Covenant. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times. Then have the priests blow the trumpets and all the people will shout. The walls of Jericho will fall down." It was a plan that sounded unusual, but Joshua trusted the Lord. And so the next morning, the army set out. It was a strange sight. Soldiers silently marching, priests blowing soft notes from the ram's horns, and the Ark of the Covenant carried high behind them. The people of Jericho watched from behind their walls, confused and nervous. What are they doing? Why are they walking in circles? But for 6 days, the Israelites did exactly what God said, marching once around the city each day, then returning to camp. On the 7th day, the Israelites woke early. The sun rose over Jericho as the army lined up. This time, they marched around the city 7 times. Not once, not twice, 7 full circles around the strong city walls. The people of Jericho stood at the top of the walls, watching, wondering, waiting. Then, at the end of the 7th circle, Joshua raised his hand and the priests blew a loud, long blast on their trumpets. Joshua shouted, "Shout, for the Lord has given you the city!" And the people of Israel shouted with all their might. In that very moment, the mighty walls of Jericho began to shake. Stones trembled. Cracks spread across the walls like lightning bolts. And then, crash! The walls collapsed completely, just as the Lord had promised. The soldiers rushed in, but they remembered Rahab and her family. Her window had the scarlet cord tied just as promised, so the 2 spies brought Rahab and her family out to safety. Rahab would later become part of the family line of King David, and even of Jesus Christ himself. Joshua commanded the people not to take anything from the city, except what belonged to the Lord. The city of Jericho was to be a holy offering to God, a symbol of the beginning of Israel's new journey into the Promised Land. Then Joshua declared, "Cursed be anyone who tries to rebuild this city. This place belongs to the Lord." And so Jericho fell not by swords or spears, but by faith and obedience.